Hi guys, it's Jess from Honest Fiction, and welcome to the start of a reading vlog. So, it's been quite a while since I've done a reading vlog, however, I am so excited for this one. So I am collabing with Cheyenne from the channel ThatTallBookGirl, and she's gonna pick my TBR. So, if you're unfamiliar with Cheyenne's channel, I'm gonna leave it linked down in the description below. Cheyenne is just a very nice human being, is the best way I could put this. She is generally a good person. She does so much for the booktube community as far as bringing people together, and is just a light in the booktube community. So highly recommend, if you have not checked out her channel yet, definitely do so. She picked out a decent amount of books for me, and then I picked 3 from the list, and I'm very nervous, but very excited to read these books. So first up we have That Sick Love. This is by Jescie. This has been on my radar for a while. It's a dark romance. I don't really know anything else besides that, so hopefully I end up enjoying it. I'm gonna try to keep this video spoiler free. I might have like spoiler sections, but I'll put like a spoiler warning before like we get into those. But yeah, I'm very excited about this one. I know I'm probably gonna really enjoy it. I just really like dark romance. And then next up is Home Game. I think by Odette Snow is the author. So Home Game is a hockey romance. I don't love sports romances. However, this one sounds like it might be more up my alley. Honestly, it just sounds a little bit depressing, and for some reason I really like emotional romances that make me cry. But this is following a girl who I believe is homeless and then ends up partnering up with a hockey player to I think help teach him the game of hockey or something of that nature. And then they start a relationship. So if I'm gonna read a hockey romance, I feel like this is one I will like. I'm trying to find sports romances that I enjoy because I do love sports. I just feel like a lot of the sports romance I read are very surface level, and I'm trying to avoid that. I don't want this to be negative or anything, but I'm hoping I enjoy this one. And then last up is Maestro. So this actually wasn't on the list Cheyenne originally sent me, but she said she absolutely loved this, and apparently as soon as she finished reading it, she changed the book and was like, you need to read this. This has to be on your list. So I'm very excited. I just know that this is about, I think, a violinist. And I think it's childhood friends to lovers, and then something happens that causes a rift between them. But I'm very excited to read that one. It is a bit longer, so it's gonna take me a while to finish this. I'm actually filming this intro the first week of August. It's August 1st. I probably won't finish this vlog until right before this video is set to come out. So we'll see how long it takes me, but I'm very excited, and I will check in with you guys as soon as I start reading. Alright guys, welcome to the first update. It has been about a week since I filmed that intro. A lot has happened. I hit a gay on YouTube, which I am so excited about. So I actually have a physical copy now of Home Game by Odette Stone. So this is the first book that I will be reading. I've already started reading it. So this was gifted me from McKay, from Oh Hey It's McKay. So thank you so much. I'm so excited to have a physical copy for this vlog. But anyway, I'm actually really enjoying this. So, a little backstory. I do not like sports romances, and I have nothing against them. I just feel like typically when I read a sports romance, they aren't really stand out to me. I'm enjoying it while I'm reading it, but then I forget about the book right away. I do not think it's going to be the case for this book. This book starts off it's gonna be emotional. I'm already really enjoying it. So I'm gonna keep this very spoiler-free, or completely spoiler-free. I don't know why I just said very. But the story is following Zoe, and I appreciate the fact that this book just throws you into the story. We're not given a lot of character introduction, or it's not what I was expecting. So I knew the story was about a homeless girl that ends up living with a hockey player. And then I knew it was a slow burn romance, but I assumed it was going to be this girl that was very kind of ashamed about being homeless, not that she should be, and is going to be trying to hide it from this famous hockey player. And that is not the case at all. I love Zoe as a character. So unfortunately, due to family circumstances, she's homeless, but she is trying to survive. She puts on this very tough girl appearance. And at the start of this book, she is just minding her own business. And then because of some interesting circumstances, she ends up helping this hockey player who has recently moved into town with his taxes. So because they end up working kind of late, she misses the chance to stay at this homeless shelter because they close at 8 o'clock. And now the hockey player is I guess you can come back with me. But overall, I'm more than halfway into this book. I couldn't stop listening last night. And I love their relationship. I love the fact that Ryan is like this big hockey star, but also is like kind of reserved and really doesn't like love the fame. And also Zoe, who is just trying to survive, and you feel so bad for her, but you also kind of like, you don't envy her. What's the word I'm looking for? Like you have to admire the fact that she is super tough and has survived on her own for as long as she's been able to. So yeah, I'm loving this. Also, there's not a lot of hockey. I mean, there is hockey. Like they're doing a lot of stuff, like on, it's not called a court, is it? They're at the hockey rink. So like hockey is there, but I thought there was gonna be a lot more like hockey involved in this story. And it's really just about like this girl and this guy and their slow burn romance, and I am living for it. So anyway, I'm definitely gonna finish this book by the end of the night, and then I will give you my overall thoughts. Hi guys, welcome to my car. So it is currently Friday, and it's also my mom's 70th birthday. So my husband and I, along with my aunt and cousin, are about to head to Long Island, New York to celebrate. It's like 2 hours from our house, so that's very exciting. But anyway, I wanted to do this check-in because I did finish Home Game. I'm giving it 4.5 stars. I absolutely loved it. I was not expecting to love it nearly as much. It was just so, I love the main character. Like I loved Zoe so much. And like, yes, I also love their romance. And I loved Ryan, obviously. But just Zoe as a character, I just felt like she was so strong and she was so independent. And this is a little bit of a spoiler, but not really. Actually, yeah, it's a decent spoiler, so I'm not even gonna say it. But there's a part where Zoe, towards the end of the book, like really stands up for herself. And I was expecting Ryan, the love interest, to like come in and save her, but she's able to save herself, and I just absolutely loved that. So yeah, I really enjoyed the book. I'm so happy I read it, so thank you, Cheyenne. I have now started Maestro, and I can already tell this book is gonna make me cry. So far we're following, I forget her name now, but we're following our main character, and she's really young when the book starts, and she's auditioning to go into this like music program, and she meets this guy who's from London, kid actually, I think they're both like 13 or 14, and he's also auditioning, and right away they like have a connection, and now they're like writing back and forth to each other. So it's really sweet. I'm sure this is gonna be like super angsty. I don't normally love friends to lovers, but sometimes it works, and I think it's gonna work in this book. So we will see. But anyway, maybe I will take some B-roll when we're in Long Island. I'm not exactly sure yet. I don't know what the plan is, but I will check in with you guys after I've read a little bit more. Hi guys, welcome to my backyard. Bee, what? Every time I try to film a clip here, there's a bee. Oh my god, it's very big. Okay, we're gonna redo this. Hold on. We are gonna take this on the move because the hornet is staring at me. Do you want to see Mr. Hornet? There he is. Okay, so we're going inside. I'll be back. All right, I have moved into the safety of my office just to give you guys like a background of what is currently happening in my backyard. We have this giant bird feeder that was given to us for a housewarming gift, and it has been taken over by these very aggressive hornets or yellow jackets, and my husband and I are too scared to kill them. So our backyard is just like a danger zone, and anytime I try to go out there, they like surround the table. Anyway, I don't know why I was trying to film out there. That was very ambitious of me, and I will not try that again. So anyway, halfway into Maestro, and I'm still not sure how I'm feeling. So I actually recorded another clip, but I feel like I actually gave too many spoilers away, so I don't want to use it. But essentially, we're following these two people that meet when they're 13 years old, and they are both trying out for this like music college. I forget the exact name of it. I think it's LaGuardia. Maybe that might be an airport, whatever. Anyway, so they're trying out for this music college, and they both end up getting in. So then they become best friends. So it's Aurelia and Chadwick. Aurelia lives with her mother. Her father is the worst. He ended up having, I think, an affair with Aurelia's mother, and then he actually is married to somebody else, and she's also a character. I'm not really gonna get into it. But then you have Chadwick, who came here from London, and he's just like the quintessential cool boy. So he wears like a lot of black, and he's always chewing cinnamon gum, whatever. Anyway, they both grow up together from like 13 to their senior year. Eventually, they start dating, and things kind of go from there. But anyway, it's very similar to A Love Letter to Whiskey in the fact that these people are soulmates, they should be together, but outside circumstances are just preventing them from having a happy relationship. So I will say the first time they break up didn't make any sense to me whatsoever. I really hope we're going to get some more information as to why that happened, because it really felt like it came out of nowhere. The second time, I have never been so confidently wrong with a theory of why these two people were breaking up. I actually voice memoed Cheyenne like as I was reading this, just because like there was a lot going on in the first half of the book, and I just needed to express my emotions and like talk to someone about it. But I was positive I knew why this person was breaking up and like disappearing, and I'm pretty sure now I was completely wrong, and now I'm really embarrassed because like I was presenting evidence for my case, and now I think I was just completely in the wrong. But whatever, I'm still enjoying this. I'm just really hoping that we get more of a payoff than in A Love Letter to Whiskey, because I feel like that book was so back and forth, and by the time we like finish our journey and they're finally together, the book is over. And I really am hoping that doesn't happen with this book, because like I'm invested in these people and their relationship, and I need them to get like an HEA. I need them to be really happy. I also forgot the first prologue gives you a lot of information that I think you're purposely like supposed to forget, but because I'm vlogging this, I did not forget it, and now I'm like so concerned. So anyway, all that to say, I think I'm enjoying this book. It's definitely making me feel things. I hope we get a really good payoff at the end of it. But overall, I am enjoying it. I am invested. I can't wait to pick it back up as soon as I'm done filming this. Also, I will say tomorrow, I actually have a bunch of errands to run today, so I might not get that much filmed or that much read. My parents had me when they were a little bit older. I think I've talked about that in other videos. So my dad was actually in the Vietnam War, and he was on a boat known as the Intrepid. So the Intrepid is actually having like an 80th anniversary celebration for crew members in Philadelphia. So my dad and I are gonna head to Philadelphia, maybe go tour the boat, go to this like celebratory dinner, and just like a fun father-daughter outing. So that is my plan for tomorrow. So I need to get an outfit, I need to get comfortable shoes, and all of that fun stuff. So I am gonna go do that. I'll probably listen to the audiobook while I'm like shopping, and then I will check in with you guys after I have read a decent amount more of Maestro. Guys, it is currently Saturday, and I just filmed some videos, so I figured it would be a perfect time for another update. So if you saw the B-roll the B-roll that you guys just saw, I went to New York with my father to visit the ship he served on in Vietnam. I think in the previous clip I said that it was in Philadelphia. I don't know why I was positive the Intrepid was in Philly and not New York. I realized right away when we got on the subway to Penn Station, I was like, oh, wait, not going to Philly. Anyway, it was really fun, except we had to get up at like the crack of dawn. I think we left my house at like 4:45 a.m. And then it was like a decent subway ride. And then it was a 45-minute walk to the Intrepid and back. It was a lot of walking. But it was very, very cool to see the ship my dad served on. And just the fact that he still remembers where like everything is, it was insane. They also had a picture of him when he was serving. He was a photographer in the military. And I saw it and I was like, oh my God, like that's my dad. That was so cool. There's also a picture that he took while he was serving that they had like blown up. It was an awesome experience. So anyway, back to books. I finished Maestro and oh my goodness, this book, so many emotions. I'm trying to figure out a way to do this completely spoiler free, but I will say this couple, these two people, Chadwick and Aurelia, they go through it. So towards the end, I was like, they need a happy ending because everything I feel like Aurelia almost suffers more than Chadwick, although they both definitely suffer. And I just needed her to get a happy ending. So I will say this author writes heartache and watching the person that you love with somebody else so well that I had a stomach ache while I was reading it. I was so hurt for Aurelia and it was great. I love the book. I mean, it's definitely gonna be one of my top reads of the year. There is a jump scare towards the end of the book where I thought this book wasn't gonna end with an HEA and I was ready to like call Cheyenne and be like, why did you make me read this? Like emotional devastation. But no, that didn't end up happening. This book does have an HEA. I will say that because I know a few people won't pick up books unless they're like positive. So it does have an HEA. But yeah, it was so many emotions and I'm really happy. It took me a while to read this. It probably took me like 5 days, but I was able to like really savor it. And I'm happy I didn't rush through it because this is so far is my favorite book out of the two. While I did really enjoy Home Game, I liked Maestro way more just probably because of the length and how like invested I was with their relationship. So anyway, I have now moved on to That Sick Love. I don't know what's happening in this book. I have no idea. So the best way I can describe it is Haunting Adeline because it has that stalker vibe. And then Heartless Heathens because there's a lot of emphasis on like the church. So we're following this girl that has grown up very invested in the church, very into like purity culture, and girls really don't have a lot of power in this organization. However, she is born into like, not privilege, but she's born expected to have power. Anyway, kind of confusing. Anyway, people don't want this girl to be one of the heads of this church. So they hire this guy to kill her, but instead of killing her, this guy kind of becomes obsessed with her and he stalks her and then he wants to see her kind of come into her own power. So I'm about halfway into it. And yeah, I don't know how I'm feeling. I will say the one thing I am loving about this book is it is narrated by Joe Arden and that man can do no wrong. His voice is perfection. He can do contemporary romance. He can do dark romance. He can do everything and he makes it so good. So anyway, I'm going to continue reading That Sick Love. I have exactly 6 days to finish it before the vlog is released. So I'm gonna finish it and I will check in with you guys after I've read a little bit more. Hi guys, welcome back to my car. So I am doing a Target pickup order and I figured I would do a check-in. I am almost finished with That Sick Love. And I'm honestly so surprised. So I ended up saving this for last because I was positive this was going to be my favorite out of the 3 books. And that is not the case, unfortunately. So honestly, if I wasn't listening to this via audio, I feel like Joe Arden is just doing an amazing job as far as narration. But if I wasn't listening to the audio, I probably would have DNF'd this. It's just, I like a lot of parts of it. So like, once again, on paper, this would be a book that I should love. And I really don't know why it's not holding my attention. We're just following this girl that was very naive. She was raised by the church and her parents are really big into the church and she's coming up in power in the church. How many times am I going to say church in this club? And she then finds out that the church pretty much has been lying to her and everyone's evil. And there's this guy named Arrow who's the one who kind of shows her that she's been living a lie and kind of helps her embrace her darker side, both just mentally and in the bedroom. And I love Arrow. Like, he is so unhinged and deranged, but also I just wanted a little bit more out of the story. Like, I don't know, I feel like, sorry about that. So of course my phone died as I was filming that clip, so I just plugged it in. But anyway, I don't know, I feel like it's very, very long. We're getting a lot of spicy scenes, but honestly, I almost got to the point where I wanted to like speed through the spicy scenes just because I was like, okay, we're doing it again. We're having like dark, spicy time. And I don't know if I'm just not in the mood for it because I went from reading two like really emotional books to dark romance, and I thought that would be good, but I actually think it's making me, I don't know, I'm just not invested in this book like I normally am with books by like Amo Jones and H.T. Carlton and stuff like that. So I don't know what's wrong. I'm hoping by the time I like finish this book, it ends up being like a 4-star, but at the moment it's sitting at like 2.5, 3, and I only have like 50 minutes left of the audiobook. So I don't know. We will see. I'm still obviously happy I read it. Like, I've been wanting to read this book for a while, but I will check with you guys after I have finished this book, and I will give you my overall thoughts on all 3. All right, guys, welcome to the final check-in. So I finished That Sick Love. I ended up giving it 3.5 stars. I have no idea why this book did not work for me. I've literally, like, I've tried writing notes of, like, the reasons why I didn't feel invested in this story. I have nothing. So take my opinion with a grain of salt. On paper, this book has everything that I like. I love dark romance. I love stalker romances. Like, I should have loved this, and for some reason, I just didn't. Honestly, I think a lot also has to do with the length of this book. I feel like it could have been half the length, and I, like, would have enjoyed it a little bit more. It was really long, and I couldn't get into it, and I have no idea why. So unfortunately, this was my least favorite out of the 3. I was very surprised how much I loved Home Game. So I'm actually interested in reading some of the other books in this series just because there were some characters that, like, I'm intrigued. I kind of want to know what happens to them, but this is definitely my favorite hockey romance out of like the 4 I've read. So thank you so much, Cheyenne. I would never have picked this up, so I'm so happy you recommended this book. And then last up, we have Maestro, by far my favorite. I think I said 4.75. It's between 4.75 and a 5-star. I loved this book, the emotional journey that I went on while reading, and just these characters like Chadwick and Aurelia are gonna live rent-free in my head forever. I love them so much. So I love this book, by far my favorite. But overall, I had a great time reading the books that Cheyenne recommended. So once again, thank you so much, Cheyenne, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. So I said this already, I post new videos every Wednesday and Sunday, and if you haven't yet, please like and subscribe. I will see you all next week. Bye!